Thank you, President Sells. My report this evening is a little long, so if the residents and the board would bear with me as I go through this. There are two items that I would like to touch upon regarding village staffing this evening, both with regard to the police department and also community development and administration areas. Since the announcement of Chief Weitzel's retirement, I've received a lot of inquiries about the next police chief. After careful consideration, I would like to announce the creation of a new position, Director of Public Safety and Emergency Management. The individual serving in this role will serve as chief for both the police and the fire department. Effective May 1st, 2021, Chief Buckley will be assuming this role. Chief Buckley has resided in Riverside for over 50 years and has extensive knowledge and experience in public safety. The transition will begin prior to Chief Weitzel's retirement to allow Chief Buckley ample time to be apprised on all police matters. I am certain this will be a seamless transition. While Chief Buckley is very accomplished in fire service, he is equally as accomplished in law enforcement as the retired Deputy Police Chief for the Village of Lyons. He was hired as a police officer for Lyons in 1998 and retired in May 2019. During his time, he held the positions of police officer, sergeant, and deputy chief. Chief Buckley attended Northwestern University Center for Public Safety School of Police Staff and Command. He was also the assistant team commander for Northern Illinois Police Alarm System from 2004 to 2018. Chief Buckley has expressed that he is excited to be the village's first Director of Public Safety and Emergency Management. The other item I wanted to report on this evening is the reorganization due to vacancies within the Community Development Department and what the organization structure within the village will look like. We will be eliminating the position of Community Development Director and creating the position of Assistant Village Manager. The Assistant Village Manager will supervise the operations of community development and also building department activities. Within that area, we will have a planner, which will be a new position, building inspector, plumbing inspector, electrical inspector, code enforcement, which will be an additional community service officer to assist in those activities. Also will be the village clerk, executive assistant, and our management analyst, who currently is under community development. And this analyst will start to learn more generalist and assist in the various departments with various special projects and activities. Additionally, we will be looking to hire 2 additional interns to assist in special projects, village minutes, and other related activities, also assisting us with streamlining some of our processes, doing forms, helping with our document management system that we will be implementing, in addition to other various tasks and activities. And we will also begin to evaluate and research whether it's a media relations consultant or a part-time employee to handle media relations and community communications for the village. As we become more active in social media, that's a very important piece, and we want to make sure that we're engaging the community in that respect. So you will be seeing postings for assistant village manager, planner, and also the part-time community service officer. There will be some additional training, cross-training that will be done over the next year. But this is a multifaceted plan, whereas implementation will occur over time. And we're very excited. In addition to that, we'll be hiring an officer not only to fill the vacancy that was created when we had Officer Mahana leave the village in the fall of last year, but also the additional vacancy that's being created by Chief Weitzel's retirement. So we will have 2 new officers, hopefully beginning in 2021. That is my update as it relates to the reorganization. The reorganization is anticipated to save the village approximately $150,000 to $200,000 per year beginning in 2022. If all things considered with our status quo currently remain the same. So it's exciting. These are opportunities then where those funds can be reinvested in much needed capital based on our capital plan that we've outlined previously. So it is a great opportunity. Also, it will provide some needed additional assistance for department heads and other staff members who have taken on more and more in recent years. That is my report on those items. One final piece I wanted to give the board an update on. After speaking with President Sells following our last board meeting, we had the discussion regarding the capital planning and the debt structures for the water and sewer system. We will, with President Sells' permission, have it on an upcoming agenda. After speaking with him, there is nothing within the plan that obligates the future board to continue with it. It just gives them very good framework for discussion for our CIP planning. And so having a board that is as knowledgeable as the current board to begin that framework will be helpful in facilitating the master plan of funding with debt schedules and recommended fee setup and things of that sort. So we will continue with the water and sewer as planned, and then we will move through the other funds. We probably will not make it through all of our capital before the transition of the board, but President Sells and I felt very strongly that this is an important project and to get as much accomplished as we can before the transition of the board. That is all I have. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I just want to talk a little bit about what you just heard. This reorganization opportunity came about because of vacancies we had in the building department, the community development department. And I suggested to Manager Francis that this might be a good opportunity to rethink that department and see if there isn't a better way to do it to provide a higher level of service. And not surprisingly, she came back with an entire reorganization of the entire village administration. And she kind of passed over it there at the end. I mean, what she and her staff have done in this reorganization have basically created a funding source, an ongoing funding source for our capital improvement projects, which we did not have prior to this plan. So that $150,000 to $200,000 a year is extremely important to this village. And it was through the ingenuity and creativity and skill led by Manager Francis that this was accomplished. So we all owe her and her staff a big round of thanks. They really have made a major contribution to the future of this village, and we greatly appreciate it. Kind of in keeping with that $14 million in grants that they got. So gives you some idea of the caliber of people we have working on behalf of our residents.